Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is gonna be about, of course, this match between Novak Djokovic and Stan Wawrinka, who just finished, where Stan Wawrinka won after Novak retired in the third set. Stan won the first set 6-4, and then Stan won the second set 7-5, and Stan was up in the third set as well, 2-1 with a break. Yeah, my friend, my dark horse Stan Wawrinka is through to the quarterfinals. My dark horse Stan Wawrinka defeats Novak Djokovic for the fourth time in a slam. He has defeated him 3 times before. 2 of those times has been in Grand Slam finals. And he's defeating Novak Djokovic for the 6th time all in all in his career. Am I surprised? Little, maybe by the inch I'm a little surprised, but am I shocked? Absolutely not whatsoever. I was already, when I saw the draw, I knew that this match between Stan Wawrinka and Novak Djokovic will be Novak's first big test. I knew that this match would be Novak's hardest match in the 4th round, comparing to his 2 other big rivals, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer. Stan Wawrinka is not an easy potato, my friends. He really isn't. You don't win 3 Grand Slam titles if you are not a great player. Stan Wawrinka is an amazing great player. Stan Wawrinka's biggest problem in his career, we all know what that has been, and that has been his consistency level, who is not always up here. Stan can barely do 2 great weeks in a row. Yeah, 2 great weeks he can do in a slam, but I mean 2 great tournaments in a row, back to back. He almost never does it. But when Stan hits the ball clean, when Stan is on fire, when Stan has that when he's in shape, he is really hard to defeat, my friends. He really is. And Stan Wawrinka matches up great with Novak Djokovic. He really does. I did a video 1 month ago, I believe. I don't know what the video is called, but you can type it on YouTube. I think it's called "Why Novak Djokovic Has So Much Difficulties Against Stan Wawrinka," especially in slams. Something like that. I did a video, and that video, I believe that video had 7 thumbs up, down. 7 thumbs down. That video should not have any thumbs down, my friends. That should not have any thumbs down, because that video was pretty spot on. It really was spot on. Stan Wawrinka matches up with Novak Djokovic really well. Stan Wawrinka gives Novak Djokovic troubles. At least much more troubles than what he at least gives Novak Djokovic much more troubles than what he gives Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer. That's for sure. Somebody has commented me on that video, and I wrote, and I in other videos as well, and said this Stan Wawrinka Novak Djokovic matchup is too overrated. It's too hyped up. No, it's not too overrated. It's not too hyped up, my friends. You could just look at the match today. Yeah, Novak Djokovic was not 100% in his shoulder. He was not, but trust me, the way Stan was hitting the ball tonight, I saw it, my friends. I saw it. I live in Europe. I have waked up middle of the night to see this match, because I was so curious of this match. You know, my friends, I never see Stan Wawrinka, Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer the first couple of matches. You know that? I don't do it. I have not seen Nadal, Djokovic and Federer playing their first 3 matches. I have not seen them. Because I know that who will win. It is no fun to me to see predictable tennis matches. What is sport about? I'm not looking a Hollywood movie where I will see who will win in the end. Of course, we all know who will win in the end. The guy who kicks ass. That guy will win, not the villain. The villain will never win. And sport is not Hollywood. Sport is reality. And that's why I don't watch Federer, Nadal and Djokovic the first couple of rounds. I never do it. And Nadal in French Open, I never watch Nadal until he goes to the semi-final or final. I never watch Nadal in French Open until he goes to semi-final and final. Why? I told you my answer why. But this match tonight, Djokovic Wawrinka, I made my alarm. Middle of the night, my friends. Middle of the night. And I work today. But I don't care. I don't care. This match I wanted to see. Why? Because I didn't know who will win. I had Djokovic as my favorite. I had him. Why? I don't need to say why. He's the superior world number one. He has won 2 Grand Slam titles this year. Out of three Grand Slams that have been played this year, he has won 2. Before this US Open. And he is, after all, before this match, 19-5 on the head-to-head. After all. But I know what kind of potential Stan Wawrinka has. I know what kind of firepower Stan Wawrinka has. I know what kind of shot maker Stan Wawrinka has. And I know deep inside in my head that Stan Wawrinka has defeated Novak Djokovic 3 times before. Now, on the slam stages. 3 times before. Now with this victory tonight, 4 times. So, am I shocked? Absolutely not. I am not shocked. I was not sure that Djokovic will win this match. I was not sure. I even said a couple of days ago, I did a video when I said Djokovic will not win US Open 2019 with that sore shoulder. And I was right. Even though I changed my pick later on, I did then another video. Because, guys, you have to understand me. I have tremendous respect for Novak Djokovic. And can you blame me? Look at the guy. He's the world number one. He's leading the world number one ranking by a far lot of more points than Rafa Nadal on the 2nd place. He is great. He is complete. He is a super machine. So I can understand people around the world who had Novak Djokovic as the number one favorite in US Open. I was one of them. I admit, I was one of them. But I was wrong. I was wrong in this year's US Open. He didn't win it. I was wrong. I was not super confident in having Novak Djokovic as my number one favorite. I was not. I even said that on my latest video. I am having Novak Djokovic as my number one favorite to win US Open, but I am not as confident like I was in Australian Open and like I was in Wimbledon. And let's face it, my friends, Novak Djokovic is very beatable. Especially in Wimbledon and US Open. He is beatable. He is the favorite. But he's not as invincible. He is not as superior in Wimbledon and US Open like he is in Australian Open. Man, he has won Australian Open 7 times. He has played 7 finals and he has won all the 7 finals in Australian Open. That is not the case in Wimbledon. Yeah, I know he has won Wimbledon 5 times now and played 6 Wimbledon finals. And US Open has played, I believe Novak has played 8 finals in US Open and won only 3. So, it is clearly where Novak Djokovic has his best performances. It is clearly where Novak Djokovic is as most superior. It is in Australian Open, my friends. So, and to be facing a guy like Stan Wawrinka, who has given Novak Djokovic troubles in the past, I don't think nobody was sure that Novak Djokovic would win tonight. I don't think that. I really don't. And especially when you come and face a player like Stan with some issues in your body, like Novak had with his left shoulder, and which he in the end actually pulled out in the 3rd set. But look, my friends, Novak was not 100% sure. He was not 100% healthy. I can admit, I could see some signs of that as well, because he was doing a lot of unforced errors with his backhand. I think Novak did 35 unforced errors all in all in 2.5 sets. That is a lot, and I think most of those unforced errors came from his backhand side. So his left shoulder was not 100% sure. But you know what, my friends? I think that even if Novak was 100% healthy, he would have lost tonight. He would have lost tonight. That is my feeling. Why? Because, man, Stan Wawrinka was crushing the ball. To be hitting that hard, to be hitting that powerful, and to doing only, I think Stan did only 19 unforced errors in 2.5 sets. That is crazy. That is crazy. That is not much. Look, my friend, you have to look how the players hits the ball. Stan hits the ball really hard. He's one of the most hard hitters that we have in the world, together with Dominic Thiem. And when he's hitting this hard, and when he's doing these little unforced errors, he is difficult to defeat. He is really difficult to defeat. Not only for Novak, but for everyone in the world. Stan will not be easy to stop. Stan will not be easy to stop, my friends. Like I said in my a couple of days ago, maybe Stan will peak for the last time in this year's US Open. And when I say peak, I mean maybe he will lift the title. Maybe. That's why he was one of my dark horses. I had 4 dark horses before this event started. Stan, Kyrgios, Rublev, Monfils. 3 of them are still in the tournament, my friends. Only 1 of them is out. Kyrgios. Stan, Rublev, and Monfils are still left in the draw. So, Stan will not be easy to take down. He will not be easy to take down. I am not super shocked with this loss from Novak Djokovic. I had him as my favorite in US Open to win the tournament, but I was not sure. I was not confident. I really wasn't. And if you take it to Novak Djokovic like Stan does, if you match up with Novak Djokovic like Stan, if you match up well with Novak Djokovic like Stan does, what does Novak Djokovic do great in his career? What does Novak Djokovic be? What is it with Novak Djokovic that is so difficult to take? What is it, my friend? What is it? What is it? I'm going to tell you. Novak Djokovic is consistent. Novak Djokovic is consistent from the baseline. Novak Djokovic he's a beast from the baseline, my friends. He wears most of his opponents down. It is only one player in the world who can match up and who can challenge Novak Djokovic from the baseline, and it is Rafael Nadal. Novak is consistent from the baseline. Novak has great cardio. Novak is a great athlete, and Novak is a terminator mentally. That is these 4 things that makes Novak Djokovic so difficult to defeat. Stan Wawrinka matches up great with all these 4 aspects. Stan can be really consistent from the baseline when he's in fire. Like he is. Stan is most vulnerable in the first couple of rounds. First and second and third rounds. When Stan goes to the second week, when Stan goes to the fourth, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals in Grand Slams, he is difficult to take down. You have to produce some clean performance to take him down. You will not take him down with a sore shoulder, or you will not take him down with 35 unforced errors like Djokovic did. You will not take him down. Absolutely not. And that's why Djokovic didn't do that either. Stan matches up. He's consistent from the baseline when he's on fire, when he's in shape, like he clearly is at the moment in this tournament. Stan has great cardio, not super great cardio, but solid cardio. All right. Stan is a great athlete. He's not super fast. He's not a speed demon. But he's a solid athlete. In my opinion, he's a solid athlete. And Stan is tough mentally, my friends. I wish that Roger Federer sometimes could be as tough mentally as Stan is, especially against Djokovic. Especially against Djokovic. Stan is so tough mentally, and you can see him in this. If you see Stan old matches when he has faced players like, especially Djokovic, when the matches has been tight and close, he usually does to his box like this. Why? Because he tells them that I am tough mentally. And I wish that Federer could be like Stan more, especially against Djokovic. Because sometimes Federer, he is not tough mentally against Djokovic. He's not tough mentally. Why did Roger Federer lose that match in Wimbledon 7 weeks ago against Djokovic? Why? Only because of the head. Nothing else. Only because of the head. Djokovic was not the better player in that final. We all know that. Djokovic was stronger mentally. And that's why Djokovic won that match. So, Stan Wawrinka matches up great with Novak Djokovic because of these four things. Consistency from the baseline, good cardio, he's a good athlete, Stan Wawrinka, and Stan Wawrinka is great mentally. He's great mentally as well. Stan Wawrinka's biggest problem in his career is his inconsistency, is his unpredictable, is his vulnerability in the early stages of the rounds. Stan Wawrinka has lost a lot of Grand Slam matches in the first and second and third rounds in his career. But when Stan has gone to the fourth, quarterfinals, semifinals and finals, he is very, very hard to defeat. So I think Stan will be really, really difficult to defeat in US Open. If he continues to hit this ball, to hit the ball this hard, and with this little unforced errors, he will be difficult to defeat. But then it is about the matchups. A player like Federer, he takes time away from Stan Wawrinka. So Federer can challenge Stan Wawrinka much more than what Djokovic can do. If Stan goes to that semifinals, which I think Stan can do, really. I know that Medvedev is a really, really tough competitor. Medvedev, we all know what Medvedev has been doing this last couple of weeks. He's probably the most informed player in the world at the moment, Daniil Medvedev. But I think Stan Wawrinka, with his firepower, can... How do you defeat Daniil Medvedev? By making holes in his game, by hitting through him. Because Daniil Medvedev is a super ball machine who never misses. He more or less never misses. And how do you defeat him? By hitting through him. A la Roger Federer, a la Rafa Nadal, and I think Stan Wawrinka can do that as well. Stan Wawrinka and Daniil Medvedev have faced each other only one time before. I think it was in Wimbledon 2017 in the first round. Daniil Medvedev won that match in 4 sets. But this is a different Stan now. So, Daniil Medvedev can win. It is not easy to predict that quarterfinal between Daniil Medvedev and Stan Wawrinka. But I would give my slight edge to Stan Wawrinka, to be honest with you, my friends. But I'm not sure. That is a hard match to predict. What I saw in Stan Wawrinka tonight, I was impressed. I know Novak Djokovic was not 100% healthy. I know that, but Novak would have lost this match tonight even if he was 100% healthy. Not in straight sets like he did today. No, he would not have lost in straight sets, but he would have lost in 4 sets or 5 sets. That is my impression. Novak Djokovic has difficulties against Stan Wawrinka, and I told you why. I gave my arguments why. Now Novak Djokovic is out of this competition. Who is the most likely player to win it now? I have said it before, my friends. My second favorite has to be that now. It is Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal is he is the world number 2. This court really, really suits him really well. He has won the US Open 3 times. He has been in 4 finals. He has a super great draw on the bottom side of the draw. He will make it to that final, Rafael Nadal. The question will be who he will face there. Most likely it is Roger Federer. We maybe will have, for the first time ever, a clash between Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer in US Open, and that can be in a US Open final. But I am not sure about that Federer will go to that final. Federer looked superb against David Goffin, but Federer eats David Goffin from breakfast, because David Goffin is a 3 times worse class than Roger Federer, because they have little similar style. David Goffin likes to take the ball early, likes to take the ball on the rise. He likes to take time away from his opponents, but Roger Federer does it 3 times better than David Goffin. So I knew that David Goffin would never defeat Roger Federer in that 4th round. But to be quite honest, I was surprised how Roger Federer defeated David Goffin that easily. He only lost 4 games, 6-2, 6-2, 6-0. So that was impressive from Roger Federer. He was clinical. That was a masterclass performance from Roger Federer. If Roger Federer can keep up that level, he will win this tournament. I don't see anyone beating him if Roger Federer can keep up that level. But you cannot expect Roger Federer to keep up that level in 3 more matches. You cannot do that. He will defeat Dimitrov in the quarterfinals. I'm pretty confident about that. even though Dimitrov has surprised. Nobody believed that Dimitrov would take that quarterfinal spot. We all predicted that Federer would go to that quarterfinal. But we did, and we thought that, at least me, thought that he will face Nishikori there, not Dimitrov. But Dimitrov was surprised. Very, very exciting to see Dimitrov, because Dimitrov doesn't belong to be 70 or 80 in the world ranking like he is at the moment. He really doesn't. He has much more potential than that. But Dimitrov has had some issues with his health, with his shoulder, I think, with his shoulder, with his consistency, and something like that. But he's starting to find some range. He's starting to find some form. So I'm very happy for the talented Bulgarian, for the baby fed, like he used to call before, even though he doesn't like to be called like that. But I don't think that Dimitrov will take out Federer. I don't think that, but you never know. It is tennis. So I think we will have Roger Federer in that semifinals. And the question is, who Roger Federer will face there, Wawrinka or Medvedev? My feeling is Wawrinka. What I saw of Wawrinka tonight, what I've seen of Wawrinka before in US Open, and what I know what Wawrinka can do when he is this deep in the stages of the tournaments, he is really dangerous. And Wawrinka has a game that can hit through Medvedev's enormous defensive abilities. Medvedev is a walking wall. He is a running wall. He wears down his opponents from the baseline. But a player like Stan Wawrinka, with that firepower from both wings, he can hit through Daniil Medvedev. But that match can go either way, but I give my slight edge to Stan Wawrinka. So, and on the bottom side of the draw, it is Rafa Nadal who will come through to that final. It is Rafa Nadal. I think we will have a US Open final between Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer. Possibly, maybe Stan Wawrinka. If Stan Wawrinka can keep up this level, even Roger Federer will have trouble to take him down. But like I said, Roger Federer is a totally different story. Roger Federer, he takes the ball early. Roger Federer takes time away from his opponents. Who is the best player in the world? Who is the best player of all time to take time away from his opponents? It is, of course, Roger Federer. That's how he has been so successful. That's how he has won 20 Grand Slam titles, by taking away time from his opponents. So Stan Wawrinka will have much more troubles against Roger Federer and what he had against Novak Djokovic, and Roger Federer is looking superb as well. At least after his two first rounds, where he was rusty in his first rounds. But after that, Roger Federer has looked superb. So my feeling is that we will have Rafa Nadal will come through his draw to the final. I don't see anybody taking down Rafa Nadal. Cilic will not do it. Zverev will not do it. Rublev will not do it. Monfils will not do it. So I don't see anyone. Schwartzman will not do it. I can't see anyone taking down Rafa Nadal on the bottom side of the draw. And up here, I think it will be between Stan, Federer, and Medvedev. Most likely Stan. Most likely Federer. But you never know. It is more wide open up here on this side of the draw. It is more wide open. But I give my slight edge to Federer coming through to that final, and on the downside of the draw, I give the overwhelming favorite to come through to that final. It is Rafa Nadal. All right, guys, this US Open has turned out to be very, very interesting. Novak Djokovic will not win his third Grand Slam title for the year this season. We will not have Novak Djokovic as the US Open champion in this year. He will not defend his US Open title from last year. Who will win US Open now? It is hard to predict. I still give my slight edge to Rafa Nadal. He is the world number 2. This court suits him well. He's looking good. He has a great draw on the bottom half of the draw. He just needs to do a super class performance in the final against Federer, Stan, or Medvedev. But you never know, everything can happen in sport, but I still, I give my slight edge to win this title now to Rafa Nadal. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, take care and bye bye.